Greetings, ladies and gentlefish, welcome back to World of Tanks, and I think we can all agree that it's been long overdue time that we saw some more FlatPz games. Well, maybe you wouldn't all agree with me, but I don't care, it's my channel and I'll do what I like. So, here's some FlatPz games. For those of you who are not aware, I appreciate this is not necessarily the most popular tank in the world, though it has received the odd buff here or there to make it a little bit better. For example, increasing the penetration on the standard AP rounds and the premium APCR rounds. But I really love the mighty FlatPz, the Jagdpanzer IV original and the bestest tier 6 German tank destroyer. I have lots and lots of fun in this machine. Anyway, so first game for you. By the way, neither of these games are going to be particularly over-the-top spectacular. But they are going to demonstrate what the low experience requirements are for an ace tanker in this thing, which I'm going to find fairly funny. Anyway. So, we're up here on Overlord. It's a 357. No, it's not. That's a lie. It is a 5-10 matchmaking split, so we are one of the 5 at the top in this tier 6 match. And just quickly, why is it that I like this tank? Well, I find the mobility is good enough. The armour is good enough to get the odd bounce here or there. Its top speed may not be the best, but actually its agility, its traverse and whatnot are actually pretty decent. And the gun, whilst it's not perfect, it's a really nice combination of 220 alpha and rate of fire, giving this thing actually surprisingly good DPM. And I don't know, I just like it. I find it more fun than a lot of other tank destroyers. Anyway, so far we've put one shell into that Stridsvagn M42, and we're going to see if we can do something here about this Churchill 3, I believe. Hello, Mr. Churchill 3, how are you today? Artillery blats him. And then 217, and reload is about 4.5 seconds with my setup. Oh, that one only takes out his tracks. I might take another hit. Oh no, we bounced. And he dies to artillery, and I get some assistance damage for taking out his tracks. So, hurrah. That SU-100 I was worried about earlier on isn't giving me any attention anymore. So there's some damage for him. Can we squeeze more damage in? Oh, that one missed. Come on. No! No! Don't go over the edge! That one bounced! No, I'm bouncing on his butt, because stupid angles are stupid. There we go! Kill number 1. This is not going to be a long game, by the way. 6-4, 6-5. Let's see what we can do about this T25 TP. No, never mind. The other flank's looking a little bit dicey, and there's more bad guys to kill over there. So let's go over there. Who have we got here? Oh, T25 TP just died. No, come on. Leave some for me, you filthy swines. Ooh, Type 64. No, don't back off. Oh, you're all rubbish. Why do you have to be so rubbish? Oh, their artillery doesn't like me. Okay, fine. So we're going to relocate here and see if we can actually achieve something else. AMX ELC? Nah, that shot was never going to hit. I don't even know why I bothered taking it. Scoreline's actually 7-7, so okay. We do need to take a moment and actually start taking this game seriously. Okay. So, first things first. Type 64. We miss. That's a really great start there. But our derp-equipped M4 executes him, so that's fine. T-34-85 just got slapped by artillery twice, and we're able to pick up the kill. And there's actually the third artillery shot in case we hadn't. So there's that. There's now 2 regular tanks, an AMX and a 25 TP, plus 3 artillery pieces left. Now there's a specific reason I wanted to show this game. Getting an ace tanker in this thing isn't necessarily enough reason for me to show it, because as I said, the ace requirements for this tank are actually quite low. Yeah. And you don't have to play a spectacular game to get an ace in the FlatPz, but this one, well, you'll see why, and you might be able to judge from the remaining tanks on the enemy team. So, AMX ELC has gone to tackle with our P43 and OI Experimental, and I've loaded High Explosive to go and see what we can do about the artillery. Now, the HE on this tank, 270 alpha and 44 penetration. I thought it was 280 alpha, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Enough to kill pesky little tier 5 artillery pieces like that. There's one dead. Oh, there's another one. Kill it, kill it, kill it with fire. Or HE. There's a second one dead. That's a Pascucci's medal. Third one has fired. I get rid of the stun and put my crew back in, and boom! Kill number 5. Secured. Game over. Booyah! Let's go and have a look at the post-game stats. So, Reaper, Fire for Effect, Fighter, Bruiser, Ace Tanker, I'll get my mind in the right space in a moment. Actually a High Caliber medal and a Dimitri's medal, and that's why I wanted to show this game. You get Dimitri's for killing all 3 artillery on the enemy team. It's not an award you get that often these days because it requires there being the grand total of 3, which is the maximum number of artillery on the enemy team, and you've got to be the one who kills them. Very satisfying when you occasionally get it. 1,509 damage done, which is alright. Nothing too special. 5 kills for 1,039 base experience. That's an ace in the FlatPz. Okay. 15 shots fired, 11 hits, 8 pens for that damage count. Most of the damage was actually done from relatively close range. 3 hits received, 2 penned, 1 did not, 4 enemy vehicles spotted, 7 damaged, 5 destroyed, just under 700 assistance damage. And with a premium account, that was a 33,500 credit profit for a 5-minute match. Ta-da! FlatPz. Let's go and have a look at another match in the FlatPz now that's a little bit less smashy-grabby. Here's the second game then, and straight away you might be able to see the bigger challenge here. So in the previous match we were top tier. In this match we are not. This is a tier 8 game, and we're still in a tier 6. And this is the sort of game that most people would say the FlatPz is going to find difficult. It's going to struggle in. Because of the relatively low penetration and the relatively low alpha damage. 220 is still decent, don't get me wrong, but for a tier 6 tank destroyer, most of the tier 6 tank destroyers are packing at least 240. In fact, I think the only one that this bit, or the only ones that this beats, are the Brits, that generally have 17-pounder guns, so 150 alpha. There might be some others that I am forgetting. So, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to start off trying to provide some sort of overwatch down here in the forest. Now, it can actually be quite difficult to get shots down here. I should mention, of course, that this is Muravanka, as far as maps go. Put one shot out towards a KV2, side of the turret. No, that one missed. That's quite frustrating. The accuracy on this gun isn't awful, but it's also not great. And the gun reloads fairly quickly, so we're just going to sling a blind shot out there as well. And we might put another one down range. Yeah. Again, the gun reloads in about 4.5 seconds. And this is not the best reload you could have on this gun at all. But 4.5 seconds is pretty decent. And at that point, I'm relocating because the shots I wanted to get, those early shots, either I didn't have, or they didn't connect, as far as I'm aware. So I'm just going to relocate. I'm not going to stay there and try and play hero. So we're going to go round over toward the other flank now. The base is being captured. This is an encounter game, so the base is over at the E2 F2 location. It is being captured, although we do have most of our team over here. So you would think that most of our team would be able to do something about it. But, well, I decide to move over to this side of the map because I don't want to be overrun. It looks like that 40 TP and the Charioteer are going to get overrun, but the Charioteer has 3 brain cells to rub together and has noticed that that side of the map is going a little bit south, and so he's decided to run away and relocate. Perfectly sensible of him. And shout out, by the way, to that Charioteer. Keep an eye on him in the post-game stats. We find an AMX CDC to shoot up. First shot does 202 damage, a low damage roll. Second shot probably looked like it completely whiffed and missed by a country mile, which is slightly frustrating, but never mind. Now the Charioteer has actually successfully got out of dodge. The 40 TP did not and is dead. But the Charioteer did, and he is going to be a continual thorn in the enemy's side, which is always nice. Now our 3-1 lead has now become a, well, it was 4-3 at one point. 4-4, the scores are all tied up. And I'm just trying to see if I can get shots on any of these guys from my current position. And now we are capping the base. Scoreline is 5-4. Mr. Tiger is coming out to play. And that one actually bounced. That was unlucky. So this gun is not at its best at longer ranges, in case you can't see. I have got a full review of this tank on my channel for those who are interested. So whilst the gun may not be at its best at longer ranges, it does reload pretty darn quickly, which is nice. So you can be kind of speculative with many of your shots. Right, AMX and Lerva appear to be going for our VK here. I'm trying to help him out by picking some people off, but they're all behind buildings, gosh darn it, which is kind of frustrating. Our Charioteer continues to fight, or to play a fighting withdrawal, so credit to him for that. And hey, finally, damage on the Lerva. Nope, that one only tracks him. But with the gun reloads, and we put the shot into the AMX. Although the Lerva is going to be looking our way, this is really playing with fire. And the Lerva's shot actually whiffs, but the Tiger takes our track out. Now that could have gone a lot worse. I could have taken quite a lot of damage here. I really should have probably bugged out sooner. But as it is, it works out. I end up getting a 225 hit into the flank of that Lerva. My damage rolls have not been particularly spectacular this game so far. Tiger is pushing out into what is an exposed location. This is, let's be generous and say, an optimistic decision on his part. And the AMX-13 F3 finishes him off. I mean, you've got a Charioteer, a Tiger P, a FlatPz, and an artillery piece all shooting you. That doesn't seem like a particularly great location. That's not a penetration, so I'm switching to HE to see if I can make it a penetration. And there we go, we pick up the Jagdpanther 2. Valuable kill there. He's a top tier tank destroyer. Top tier tank destroyer with a big, scary gun. And I'm glad that we're able to take that tank destroyer out. So, slip of the tongue there. AMX CDC now. I am loading a HE round because with a decent shot with the HE round, I can do a lot of damage. 229. It penetrates, but a low damage roll, but an AP round finishes the guy off, so it all worked out in the end. And I take my first bit of damage there as the Tiger, as the artillery, the Hummel, manages to slap me. Worth pointing out that were I in, let's say, for example, a Nashorn, one, that Hummel would have done more damage, and two, there's no way I would have bounced the shot from the Tiger earlier on. So actually, the fact that I've got a little bit of armour to work with has panned out quite nicely for me. Tiger P, I have no idea how that shot whiffed. It just sailed straight over the back of his tank. There we go, and trying a blind shot there to see what we can do with it. Up to 1641 damage done at this point, by the way. So we've managed a very respectable amount of damage, and we are getting in towards the latter stages of this game. I was slightly too slow on the trigger. I was trying to line up a leading shot because I thought that guy was going to keep driving, but as it is, he didn't. So I've got 11 AP rounds left, 12 APCR, and 3 high explosive. Going for the artillery. Don't know quite where that KV2 is, so I'm keeping the AP loaded just in case I come across him. And speak of the devil, there he is. I'm just trying to deny him a direct shot onto me and allow either the Charioteer or the artillery to do something about him, and the Charioteer is able to finish him off. The last thing I want to do at this point is get slapped in the butt by a KV2 and killed, and then, you know, it's 2 plays 3 potentially, and that would suck. So good that we've kept ourselves alive. Both artillery have fired. Neither of them did any hit point damage to me, and I've switched to a high explosive round again to try and do as much damage to these artillery as possible. So coming around the side here just to see who we can see. Often you get artillery over in this corner, though to be fair, that's less likely in a in an encounter game compared with a regular game, and it looks like actually, as this is encounter, the artillery are likely over where that charioteer is, but there was no point in me going over there as well. The charioteer would already have that portion of the map covered, and the charioteer is faster than me anyway. So I decided to loop round and try and cut the artillery off, speeding this along a little bit. We do have to be rather careful about timings here. So, still speeding along, and actually the AMX artillery shotguns that last artillery on the move there, which is quite nice. So that is that match. A little bit of a longer one there, and we shall see what the results for this one ended up being. So there we go, that was enough for Ace Tanker, Fire for Effect, Bruiser, and my second mark of excellence in the FlatPz. And I should point out that second mark of excellence was gained without Sixth Sense. Also enough for a Harkonnen's medal, I think it's pronounced, which you get basically for murdering higher tier tanks in your tank destroyers, which is nice. Now, actually looking at whether any of our blind shots hit, you'll notice we did actually penetrate 2 shots on the KV2. And I did take a few blind shots on him. So actually that worked out in the end. Congratulations to the Charioteer on our team, who finished top of our team with 3,851 damage done, 5 kills, 1,296 base experience. We finished second on our team with 2,072 damage done, 2 kills and 1,027 base experience. But I think that was a much better result than the previous one, despite the fewer kills, because A, more damage, B, the match itself wasn't as straightforward, C, bottom tier game. Commiserations to the enemy AMX CDC with 2,471 damage done and 4 kills at the top of his team, but still a loss. And the Jagdpanther 2 actually ended up having a decent game there, so I'm glad my HE round was able to take him out. 24 shots fired, 14 hits, 11 pens for that damage count, most of which was actually from closer range than you might think. 1 hit received, 2 splashes, 1 didn't penetrate. 240 damage blocks with our armour, 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 destroyed, 596 assistance damage, and 35,000 credit profit with a premium account. So, there we go. A nice slew there, or I think, or at least a fun pair. Slew's a bit extreme, but a pair of FlatPz games there. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, by all means feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. And as ever, I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao ciao.